Ladies and gentlemen, you can see 4 armored personnel carriers or APCs deployed in front at a distance of about 100 meters from the stage. Each APC is carrying 2 IR-SAM detachments who will shortly come out and engage their allotted targets. These APCs have been specifically designed and manufactured indigenously for these detachments. Today, these missiles will be fired on targets depicted by star shells fired by artillery guns. Let me highlight that star shells provide a much smaller IR signature than an actual enemy aircraft. That is exactly why if a missile hits or even passes close to a target, it is considered a hit. The first detachments having taken their position, the guns have fired and the star shells becoming visible on the sky in front. 2 visible now, the 3rd visible, and we have the 4th visible. Detachments getting ready for engagement. The FN-6 IR-SAMs. And we have engagement. Another engagement. As highlighted, the star shell provides a much smaller IR signature than actually presented by an enemy aircraft. The first detachment going back, the 2nd detachment taking position. Ladies and gentlemen, air defense has a critical role to play in the battlefield by providing air defense umbrella to armor and mechanized elements while they're generating their maneuver. The 2nd detachment have taken their position, waiting for the targets. Star shells fired and will shortly become visible in front. The first one visible now, 2nd, 3rd, 3 star shells visible, the 4th also now visible. Missile launched and engaged. And successful engagements. IR-SAMs having engaged their targets, the detachments falling back to the position. Ladies and gentlemen, after the IR-SAM fire, now you will witness fire of 35mm Oerlikon gun systems. In a short while, a remotely controlled target system will enter the airspace from your left. It is an indigenously developed target used for practice firing of air defense weapons. It may be noted that this target is 17 times smaller than an actual target. Hence, hitting such a small size target, having almost negligible radar signature, is extremely difficult and requires expertise of the crew. The target now becoming visible to the left. Oerlikon guns following the target. The the 35mm Olicon, capable of engaging targets at 4 kilometers with a rate of fire of 1100 rounds per minute. The guns are hooked up with Skyguard radars with a range of 17 kilometers. Olicons hooked up to Skyguard radars. Olicon with a range of 4 kilometers, the Skyguard with a range of 17. Guns following the target. A successful engagement. A target 17 times smaller than actual engaged. Respected guests, today is another historic moment for Army Air Defense, since FM-90 air defense weapon systems are also participating in this exercise for the first time. The induction of M90 and LY-80 LOMADs in Army Air Defense is manifestation of special focus of Chief of the Army Staff on enhancing combat potential of Army Air Defense. A recent induction of this weapon system is another milestone in the time-tested Pak-China friendship. The FM-90 weapon system has the capability to engage fighter aircraft at a range of 12 kilometers and helicopters at 15 kilometers. Besides this, FM-90 weapon system can also target UAVs and air-to-surface missiles fired by enemy aircraft. The system has an elaborate capability of electronic countermeasures under jamming situations. The missile has a proximity fuse which detonates the warhead once the missile approaches the target. The LY-80 LOMADs with a range of 40 kilometers are also arriving in Pakistan next month. All measures to absorb this high-tech weapon system, including training at China, have already been undertaken to fully operationalize LY-80 LOMAD on arrival. Respected guests, now in a few minutes, fire of FM-90 weapon system shall be conducted on a rocket-propelled target system, S-200W, having a speed of 150 meters per second. The S-200W target system will approach FM-90 position from a distance of 20 kilometers. The FM-90 system comprises of the search and command vehicle and the fire and guidance vehicle. Two fire and guidance vehicles are presently visible to you, one to the left and the other to the right of the Olicon guns. You will shortly be listening to the wireless communication of the search vehicle, the firing vehicle, and the controller. During these transmissions, the search vehicle will be Shaheen, while the firing vehicle will be Babar and Tipu. Ladies and gentlemen, the search vehicle can simultaneously track 12 targets from a distance of 30 kilometers at a height of up to 8 kilometers. The firing vehicle can also track a target for 25 kilometers. Today, the target system is approaching from our immediate front. The left firing vehicle will fire, and the target will approach us from the direction of the board with M4 written on it. firing vehicle on the left will engage the target approaching from our front, generally from the direction where the board M4 is placed, plus of that board.
Shaheen and Babar, com check.
Shaheen loud and clear.
Babar loud and clear.
Getting ready?
Shaheen, acquire the target and confirm.
Shaheen, target acquired, confirm.
The target has been acquired.
Shaheen, send target designation to Babar.
Shaheen, target designation set.
Babar, target designation received and stably tracking the target.
Babar, confirm target parameters.
Babar, target is flying at a velocity of 120 meters per second at an altitude of 1000 meters and has reached at 20 kilometers.
The firing vehicle has now informed target parameters. Target approaching at 120 meters per second, altitude 1000 meters, distance 20 kilometers.
Babar, turn turret total aiming.
Babar, turret total aiming confirmed.
The firing vehicle has aimed.
Shaheen, send fire authorization to Babar.
Shaheen, fire authorization set.
Copy that.
Fire authorization given.
Babar, confirm gyro start.
Babar, gyro start confirmed.
The firing vehicle on the left, aiming, getting ready to engage the target.
Babar, you are clear to engage the target in figure 30 seconds. I repeat, figure 30 seconds.
Babar, copied. Target in range. 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 Allahu Akbar!
And an engagement. Target engaged at 6 kilometers. Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to recapitulate the prevailing tactical situation on ground for your better comprehension. The present situation is that the leading squadron of the leading regiment group, while advancing on its axis for advance, has encountered enemy positions. The squadron is now acting as the fixing force. The remaining regimental group will now find a way to develop its maneuver. You can't describe the moral lift when in the fight your spirit weary, here's above the hostile fire of your own artillery. Ladies and gentlemen, the artillery preparatory bombardment preceding the armored maneuver started jolting Kandewala Dhar. A total of 84 guns firing at the targets, pulverizing the enemy from rear to front. The artillery fire as part of the preparatory bombardment will systematically soften up the enemy before any maneuver is undertaken. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll be soon witnessing the lethality of the multi-barrel rocket launchers firing from your right side, aimed at targets up to 7 kilometers deep today. The MBRLs have a range of 20 kilometers, each system with 30 barrels, each rocket with a dispersion zone of 50 meters, and a battery comprising 4 MBRLs can effectively cover an area of 400 by 600 meters. The guns participating today include the 155mm M198, self-propelled M109A2 and M109A5, 8-inch howitzers, and M110A2 howitzers. Also participating are the 122mm MBRLs and the 122mm D30 guns. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you can witness the assault elements occupying their position to the left of the stage in their forming a place. The leading battle group forming up to the left, getting ready for its final assault. Preparatory bombardment, keeping the enemy pinned. The assaulting battle group forming up to the left. Ladies and gentlemen, the diversity of weapons and firepower that you have witnessed today will be available to the ground commander as per the developing tactical situation. The fixing force, Covering fire. Covering fire now being provided by artillery. The leading battle group, having formed up, will commence its assault shortly on the orders of the battle group commander.
Charlie 10, Allahu Akbar now.
And I draw your attention to the left. With that call, the battle group has been unleashed from its forming a place. T-80 UDs charging on to the enemy. Deeper targets being engaged. You can see the T-80s charging towards enemy position, followed close behind by APCs of 1 Force Regiment, grouped with the battle group. The battle group assaulting enemy positions, MBRLs engaging deeper targets. The assaulting battle group will reach the enemy's depth, dislocating him physically and psychologically. Accompanying mechanized infantry will clear bypass pockets of resistance. The fixing force will initially keep the enemy pinned down and then shift fire to their positions. Terminal air defense will be provided by affiliated air defense elements to keep enemy aircraft at bay. Artillery will continue to neutralize enemy positions in depth. The enemy will be enveloped, isolated, annihilated. The assault well into its last stages. Artillery shifted to deeper targets. Artillery engaging deeper targets. The battle group now launching its final assault onto the enemy delaying line. The TATs charging onto the enemy positions. The tanks will overrun enemy position. Having overrun the enemy position, they will quickly reorganize themselves to tackle enemy's counterattacks. The enemy might try to occupy the next line of defense in the rear, which will be denied to him by a deeper maneuver of mechanized columns and engagement by long-range weapons. Through the combination of firepower and maneuver, destruction of enemy will be ensured. Having overrun the objective, the assaulting tanks will shortly take up their reorganized positions and will prepare themselves for any eventual counterattack by the enemy. The assaulting battle group reaching its reorganized position. I would draw your attention to the fixing force at right. We will soon evict its present position and join the remaining reorganized battle group. The fixing force now rolling. speeding up to join the battle group.